We start tonight with New York City at a potential breaking point. We have been following this story, as you know, for months. Tens of thousands of migrants arriving from Central and South America and West Africa, straining city resources. We got here tonight because of what the mayor said over the last 24 hours, and we want to walk you through all of this. The mayor saying the crisis, quote, will destroy New York City.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I found a pretty wild interview clip on Fox News, which, full disclosure, I really don't watch a lot of Fox anymore. But anyway, they were doing a man on the street type of thing where they're basically asking random New Yorkers what they really thought of the migrant crisis, which honestly is pretty brave. Even if you bump into a liberal, it's pretty brave for a live TV show, considering that the ways that the migrant crisis really is pretty dramatically affecting the city of New York City, especially. And so this New Yorker that they bumped into, the guy got so passionate about it, he cared so much about what was going on, that when he got going, it was too much for even Fox News. They had to cut the feed because they were afraid of where this guy was going. And honestly, this is a really great example of how far liberal policies really are pushing people. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but first, guys, thanks so much to everyone that's been subscribing, everyone leaving such great comments. Really do appreciate the support. If you haven't already, help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share the channel. Check this out.
Migrants continue to come in. We are, I will say too, we're live on air, so, but, what do you think about what the mayor's doing, and what should the president and the White House be doing?
This is up to us. This is up to each and every one of us to stand up. Nobody's coming here for us. Right. We're here for ourselves. If we don't get up and fight for our city, nobody's coming for us. They're coming to destroy it. The reason why they're here is to steal our votes. Right. We're not going to be able to live. They're stealing our votes, our kids' future, my birthright. Our United States is great city that I refuse to leave. Do you understand? Nobody's coming for us. These elected officials aren't even elected. They're using absentee ballots. They're being selected. And they're operating without...
What did you think that AOC, when she came out, and other members of Congress, and they had this press conference, what did you think about their comment?
They will never be allowed to walk down the streets again. Yes. They have destroyed our city, and New York, especially Queens, is woken up.
Let's pull away from this. You see...
Yeah. So you guys see that. I mean, these are the streets of supposedly one of the most liberal cities in the world. And you can't make that stuff up. They were not ready to hear what this dude had to say. And apparently, he does not think it's a good idea for any of those elected officials to be walking around the streets of New York, which he believes they ruin the place. And he's absolutely right. I mean, it's an amazing place. And if they haven't ruined it yet, they're well on their way. Their policies basically ruin everything they touch. And he said another interesting thing that I think a lot of people are feeling like. He says that they were selected and not elected. And I think that's a sentiment that a lot of people are really starting to wake up and realize, whether it's true or not. And I think a lot of people do believe that the system is unfair. And I think a lot of the times, they believe that it's unfair or it's, corrupt or whatever. They believe it's easy for them to believe that because it's a lot easier to blame that than it is to blame themselves for voting for these people. It's real difficult for people to ever admit that they've been fooled. And honestly, that's, I think, the root of a lot of our problems. It's the reason that people they still stay silent in the face of all of these liberal causes and all these crazy policy ideas and all these insane agenda items that they know don't make sense. Things that involve your kids, things that involve sending your money everywhere but here. But people get so deep into it that they just can't admit that those things don't make sense because they voted for it. And after voting for it, it's very hard for them to admit that none of it makes any kind of sense. It's basically the same thing as admitting you got fooled, which is one of the most difficult, if not the most impossible things that a human will ever do. The next most difficult thing that a human does is to trust. And you heard that man, talking about leaders being selected and not elected. And here's the thing with that. Whether it's true or not, whether elections are secure or not, it really doesn't matter because it all comes down to trust. It's just like the value of our dollar. And it all has to do with trust and belief. And if people don't trust and people don't believe in our own elections, whether those people are right or whether they're wrong, if they don't have the trust, if they don't have the belief, then it's all over. You know, if people really don't believe in the security of elections, then they won't ever believe in the people that are in control. And if that's the case, then things are going to crumble. And, you know, we're starting to see it now. And whether, like I said, it's right or whether it's wrong, there are enough questions, there are enough issues that people need to start asking and answering some questions, or people are going to lose faith. Anyway, guys, that's just my take. I thought you guys would appreciate seeing this guy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. And we'll see you in the next one.